in the last 16 of the Nedbank Cup. Well, welcome to the Lucas Moripe Stadium in Attridgeville. It's actually a change of venue for today's match, originally scheduled for Loftus, but the state of that pitch and yesterday's rugby match between the Bulls and Sharks prompting this move. Good conditions for football on what is a rather grey and gloomy Sunday on the outskirts of the capital. It is a proverbial David and Goliath tussle in prospect as one of the giants, not only of South Africa but of the continent, play host to modest Mpheni home defenders, the last remaining SAFA team in the competition. They have brought a massive contingent of supporters. They have packed one half of the grandstand here at the Lucas Moripe Stadium. Impressive support. They've been campaigning in the ABC Motsepe League for the past 5 years. Have home defenders. They're enjoying a second Nedbank Cup adventure, having also made the last 16 when they debuted 2 seasons back. Sundowns become the second top flight side that they face. Chip United knocked them out at this very stage back in 2023. And for Mamelodi Sundowns, the Mpheni home defenders become the 38th different side that they faced in the National Cup in the PSL era, as they participate for a 28th time since 1996-97. They have never lost to a side from outside of the top 2 divisions. A real air of excitement here. Mpheni home defenders feeling like they can come here and spring an upset, having done so against Hungry Lions in the opening round. At Mamelodi Sundowns, in the end, quite comfortably passed Sipanya Golden Stars in their first obligation, although there was a little bit of a scare midway through that match, and they did concede 2 goals to another amateur side. But perhaps with that having been the case, they might be a little tighter at the back. There's only one survivor from their shock defeat to TS Galaxy this past Tuesday, with Tashreeq Matthews retaining his place. In terms of their last Nedbank Cup match, that was the end of January against Golden Stars. There are 6 players from that 11 who start once again: Lebusa, Mashigo, Koza, Obas, Matthews and Artur Salej. So James Mayinga, former Mamelodi Sundowns defenders, alongside me here to take you through the formations.
Interesting lineup for Coach Cardoso. He will be looking for more energy in the middle of the park, where the likes of Obas, Batusi will be very key. But more importantly, it's the spaces that Matthias Esquivel will be occupying going forward.
Esquivel, the Argentine midfielder, back from what is a brief loan stint. As we introduce you to the starting lineup of the visitors, there's just one change from that Nedbank Cup win over Hungry Lions. Interestingly, scorer of the goal that actually took them back ahead and was the de facto winner, took them to 2-1, Brendan Makope. He's on the bench today. Coming in for him, the 22-year-old Lefuno Mulodzi has a bit of pro experience as well from his time at Venda FC. He's on loan currently. From their last league game against White Vultures, 3 changes with the players coming in bench sides, Munyo Ziwa and Malawutsi. James.
They're coming highly recommended, motivated, but it's more important to see them whenever they don't have the ball, playing against a team like Sundowns. Their defensive structure would need to be on par.
And a really tough test for home defenders who have been around for quite some time. End of last year, they celebrated their 34th year in existence. Formed back in 1990. Man in charge here is Similela Mabuto. Did oversee first round match between Kaizer Chiefs and free agents. His last match in charge was in the Betway Premiership, 2-1 win for Richards Bay over Marumba Gallants. He's shown a red in both of the last 2 matches he's overseen. There's a coach, Puchilo Kulubato of Mpheni home defenders, full of confidence in the pre-match interview. backing his boys to have a real go here against Mamelodi Sundowns. Absolutely nothing to lose, and an opportunity for them to put themselves in the shop window. Is very comfortable saying that, and it's not necessarily all about promoting the team to the National First Division, to the Motsepe Foundation Championship, but if any of the players can get promoted to the professional ranks, it's just as much of a win for them.
That's more of a success story that he's looking at, is the exposure, both commercially and in terms of talent identification. It will be very key for Mpheni home defenders.
So Sundowns looking to bounce back from that shock Betway Premiership defeat to TS Galaxy this past week, and then you have to wonder to yourself if today's visitors are facing them at a good time or whether they'll be facing a bit of a Brazilian backlash, considering what their last result was.
Not always easy to face a team that comes from a defeat, because what they have in mind is to rectify the mistakes that made them to lose the game. More importantly, in the netback type of dreams, it's something that Sundowns is very wary about.
So we'll be keeping a close eye now on Terence Mashego's ability to play out at right back as a left-footed player. It's one of the trickier positional changes to make, although it seems, you know, James just at face value, left back, right fullback, left fullback. But there's a lot of intricacies there that can go amiss when you swap.
More especially the body metrics, the way it's going to stand, whenever it's going to start. It will be very interesting to have a watchful eye.
Immediately getting forward nicely, and a shot drilled in by Tashik Matthews, and who scored twice in the first round against Sibanya Golden Stars. Mamelodi Sundowns winning their first corner kick of the game. Malibongo Koza had already opened the scoring in the first round against Sibanya Golden Stars. He scored 100, or rather a minute and 25 seconds into the match. He's in the mix. At the corner, not quite good enough. Now with Tiwani. So between the two left backs, Tiwani playing in his favourite position, and then Mashego, the man who has to deal with a little bit of unfamiliarity. Kodisan. Batusi Obas. Esquivel. Goal! That's so unlucky. Renato Salles has missed a huge opportunity here.
Great ball played by the confusion between Benside and Matlabe led Salles to have that opportunity. Unfortunately, he couldn't find the back of the net. It's something that you wanted to start again strongly, like Coach Cardoso said, to say we need to start strong, we need to find and make sure that we penalize the chances that we get.
The Brazilian Artur Salles, who joined at the beginning of this season, having been playing out in Belgium. His shot wide of the mark has forced Butle Thompson to stretch himself, and does seem to be in a fair degree of discomfort here. They do have Tulani Ngomzulu on the bench, man who's spent some time at Morocco Swallows, but or rather Thompson did. Will he be able to continue on here? Is the question.
He will. He was just taking a sting out of the pattern. It's a jittery start for Mpheni home defenders. You could see they were panicking at that point in time, hence they went into their bench after he went down. So it was more like saying, guys, relax, we've got this on par. It's still early in the game.
Miguel Cardoso not best pleased with the results midweek, blaming of course fixture congestion Well, to be fair, TS Galaxy had played as many games over the course of that 9 days or so that he was referencing. They both played 4 games. Both goalkeepers today from Mpheni Home Defenders have previously had stints at Morocco Solos in various capacities. Komizulu, they call Spider, playing in the reserve league. Dennis Onyango getting a look in today, the veteran. And Ronan Williams not even part of the team today. Hasn't been producing his best in his last few outings. Good opportunity to get a rest. International matches coming up in March. He'll need to be at his finest for those fixtures against Lesotho and Benin. And as Bafana look to really stamp the authority of matches that they should be winning comfortably.
Yeah, you expect them to have a comfortable win, but look, football sometimes can be unpredictable.
Yeah.
Hence, they just have to make sure that they put their best team, and let's hope that Ronwen is able to recover, because since he came back from that injury, he's never been the same.
Obas. Kori-san tripped as the ball was taken away from him. Free kick for Mamelodi Sundowns. Waiting to toss this one back in. Just 20 years of age. In fact, he celebrated his 20th birthday at the beginning of this month. Two young players out on the flanks. 19-year-old Matumba and Magubani, who was 19 not so long ago.
It seems as if from that restart, Mpheni now seems to find their feet. Now they are trying to play, because for the better part of the first 5 minutes, they have been defending and defending. I think it's very important for them to take the game to Sundowns, because they've got nothing to lose.
Spilin Kulise, briefly in your shot, he'll turn 29 this coming Wednesday. Hoping, I'm sure, to be present in the team that plays this coming week away to Maruma Gallants. A bit of an off-the-ball incident there. Tiwani throwing his weight around. Kulise got it through to Matthews, who couldn't control. Nicely cut out by Obas. Sets Kori-san on his way. Salles bursting between two defenders. And there's the back heel. Oh, Matthews with an excellent goal. Well, not the first extravagant back heel style goal that's been scored in the Nedbank Cup this season. That was Jenan Zaimovic in the first round, but this one equally as good.
To the applause of the coach, because that's what he wanted. A strong start, take control of the game, be a 1-0 up, and here we are.
So it takes his tally for the Nedbank Cup to 3. Very nicely worked. Credit to Salles after missing that big opportunity earlier on.
Indeed, his first touch with the left set him up. But look at the cleverness from Tariq Morris, because we could see that he was in between the players. That cheeky back heel, and in fact with the deflection of the Lesotho International, that's when the problem came in, because Thompson was incited, not knowing exactly what was going to happen. But this is where everything started with Salles. His first touch put him onside, and there Tariq Morris managed to clear it off, and Magubane, unfortunately, he was in the mix, and that's how the coach said you can upload such.
Yeah, touch of Matlabe definitely deceived Thompson there. Mamelodi Sundowns have their advantage. Looking to hit back. Mpheni home defenders. They're claiming for a penalty there. They feel as though there was a hand involved. The referee not interested. Last time he oversaw a Mamelodi Sundowns match, Mr. Mabuto, all the way back in August of 2023. Of course, he's been fourth official for a couple of Sundowns matches since then, but it was a 4-0 win for Sundowns over Le Mans Golden Arrows the last time he was the man in the middle for a Sundowns game. Chico. Kolisa. Losing out. Saleh's tracking back to win the ball.
Earlier on we spoke about Kashiko, his body metrics on how he's going to defend. It's going to be interesting to see where his starting point. You could see from the start there, he was looking at his goal way, and it will be interesting also to see if Mpheni home defenders are able to spot that and use it as their weak link.
Ball forward by Matlabe, 24-year-old Lesotho international. Partners Chipper United's Makele at the back for his national team. Featured in several AFCON qualifiers for Lesotho recently. Played in the Kasafa Cup for them last season, last year as well. Now a blow to the face for Kulise has him struggling.
It should be okay. It's just the proximity when the ball was taken. He was very, very close.
I bet his gears are still ringing.
Yeah. But for the fact that he's jogging off the pitch, it's a good sign.
Meanwhile, home defenders taking that free kick, but the flag had been raised on the far side. Alatedzi Matumba offside. He only turns 19 next month, does the young left back, currently 18 years of age. He's back up and running. Bashir Obas sent off in their Bank Cup first round with a quarter hour remaining against Sibanye. Dismissed in the CAF Champions League as well. It's an area of his game he needs to tidy up. He'll be well aware of that. Doesn't need me telling him. Oh, Matthews in behind. That's just touch too heavy.
Clever from Benside.
Yeah.
Had he committed, it could have been a different story, but also forced Mayfield to make that mistake. It's one of the senior players has played in the Nedbank Cup before for the likes of Akon Bush, and so he has been around the block. He knows exactly what it takes.
It's part of that famous Akon Bush side that beat Cape Town City in the first round back in 2017, and then gave Kaizer Chiefs a really hard time in the last 16. They did eventually go on to lose 2-1, but I think on that day many were very impressed with what they produced.
Is the side that was coached by Coach McDonald Makuvedu, who's now with as a technical director at Kukune.
Mamelodi Sundowns in the PSL era have played against lower division opposition on 32 occasions. They have won 30 of those games, just 2 defeats which we'll expand on momentarily as the long throw comes in. It's a good weapon for Mpheni home defenders. Mamelodi Sundowns clear their lines, and now Sanes just getting his feet scrambled up with Matthews then making a good run, but Mkhulise is now almost in behind. Able to hang on to it. Sundowns regather possession. Obas using his strength. Esquivel back to Onyango. Esquivel, who in the first round of last year's competition scored a magnificent free kick against Emi Lamasia. Game that they won 6-1.
I was part of the contingency that was playing the game live at Dobsonville. He's a clever player with his left foot. He's snippy. He uses the half spaces very well.
I was talking about Sundowns' record against lower league opposition. Obviously very impressive. Ooh. I wonder if there'll be a booking here with just a talking to for Musa Lebuse. He gets away with one. This time.
Yeah. You could see there Lebusa didn't get enough of him, but he was trying to avoid the tackle, and that's where now maybe referee Mabuto said this might be a referee's lecture.
Boasi goes down, and who turned 25 back in December. Matumba, high hopes for this young man. That's a decent cross in as well. There's another appeal for a handball. And this appeal a little more vociferous than earlier. They might have, in their first instance, just been hoping to get lucky to con the referee. Here, you felt like there was genuine belief that they had a shout for a pen.
It looks so. But a different angle will give us a clear perspective as to exactly what have happened. Interesting to see Mpheni home defenders being a threat when it comes to crosses, more special when Matumba is able to pin those decent crosses in.
Well, that's why they've had no hesitation in playing a teenager against the mighty Mamelodi Sundowns. He is clearly a good prospect and a player who may genuinely have a chance to ascend to the professional ranks should he continue the same trajectory, which is very good to see.
Talent identification is one of those parts where if you have that eagle eye, you're able to spot them, especially with the technique they use, like Matumba, the way he's crossing the ball. You could see that it's got a curl, it's got it right way. So as a scout, that's when I said maybe there is something somewhere from there.
Maybe after this match, he'd love to hear from a former professional left back. I don't know, just a hint.
I knew where you were going.
Yeah. That's Koza. Played 8 straight games, kept a clean sheet in almost all of them, and then it's unfortunate to sit out Sundowns versus Orlando Pirates, although it all went to plan for Mamelodi Sundowns. New man Lucas Suarez playing in his place alongside Grant Kekana, but Malibongo Koza so far having a terrific season. So the 2 defeats they've suffered to lower league opposition in the PSL era in the National Cup. Mamelodi Sundowns both been to sides that were first division teams at the time. As Komela Korisang races onto this ball over the top. Still Korisang, Sales. Play on. Mashiko. Obas. Sales. Crowded out by 2. Free kick for home defenders. Back in 97, as we get another look at this, Sundowns went down to Santos on penalties in the last 16 after a 2-2 draw, and then in 2003 they lost 2-1 to Bloemfontein Celtic, who at that time were operating in the first division. That was in the quarterfinals. So those are their 2 defeats to lower league opposition in the PSL era. In terms of SAFA teams outside of the professional ranks, in the Nedbank Cup era, since 2007-2008, they have played 8, won 8, scored 49. In fact, it's become 50 today, and conceded just 4. Worth pointing out, though, that Power Lions' victory contributed significantly to those numbers, as Cody Sang looks for Matthews, deflected into the arms of Thompson. Those Power Line numbers skew a lot of statistics. So, for example, for Mamelodi Sundowns, in the Nedbank Cup era since 2008, they have Peter Shalalila and Hlompo Kekana on 11 goals scored in the Nedbank Cup, but 7 of those for Kekana came in the victory of the Power Lines.
And also the late Richard Henyekane, who has scored a double hat-trick. So it has been part of the vocab for most of the people when you speak about Sundowns and Mpheni home defender, to say, is it the repeat and everything? But football has its own way of doing things, and I don't think that is something that has been anchoring some of those 24 scoreline goals. I don't think it's something that we'll want to be reminded of.
No. Eskepe. Konisang. Moves it on neatly to Obas. Not on the same page as Salez is Spelele Mkhulise. Lebusa. Giving it to Obas, and now Khoza. Can't accurately locate Esquivel. Also side were already 2 up against Sibanya at this stage. From Mpheni home defenders fans, this will be a memorable day regardless of the outcome. It's their local sides up against a continental powerhouse. These opportunities don't come around very often. Team hailing from the Vembe district in Limpopo. Small village of Mpheni in the municipality of Makado. The side had been operating for a very long time, since late in 1990. They have a long and interesting history. You joined the Waterpolo Football Association back in 1991. In 93-94 they campaigned in the Ruben Mokashwa League, and were eventually promoted to the Limpopo Provincial League. They bought a Castle League status about 10 years ago to the side, and really made a gallant effort to get promotion to the ABC Motsepe League. They failed on 2 occasions at Champ of Champs, having won Stream E, and eventually acquired an ABC Motsepe League status back in 2020. And they've had a lot of success actually since then, James. Twice they've won the Limpopo ABC Motsepe League and gone to the national playoffs, and they've previously come close to promotion. 2022-23 season they won the Limpopo League. They beat Dolphins FC out of the University of Limpopo, Ascampeta Stadium, and then went to the national playoffs, lost in the semi-finals to Uppington City on penalties. And you see, you know, had it been them and not Uppington City have really carved out a good spot for themselves in the first division since promotion. So these are the fine margins. They went to the playoffs again the following season. They weren't quite as lucky, didn't get out of their group, but it's a real show of intent that they want to earn promotion to the first division the right way, shall we say.
The ambition has been clear from the start of the team, but their highlight has been the 2022-2023 when they finished in the semi-finals of the playoff of the ABC Motsepe playoffs. So had they won against Uppington City, it could have been a different story.
100%. You go to the finals, you might lose the final and not get the million, but you're promoted to the first division.
Correctly so. And also they tried the second time. Unfortunately, they fell off in the group stages. So the ambition has been there, but they could see that now it's all about tweaking around. Hence I said, to play a Sundowns at the stage of the competition, commercially it makes sense for them. It's a big, imagine if this match was played in Thohoyandou, what could have happened.
Wow, yeah.
Could have been a different scenario. So for them, in terms of exhibiting their talent and also commercially, they're going to grow after this game.
And the support base also suggests that there's been genuine organic growth. The side has been in existence for more than 30 years. So yeah, really good to see. And the noise that they're generating currently is very impressive.
Yeah, they brought some buses from Venda to come and support them.
Yeah. Now here's Esquivel. He does win corner kick.
It came off Mpheni, one of the senior players in the team, has played in the Motsepe front, so they're looking for his leadership qualities. More especially, they have to track Esquivel, because in those half spaces, that's where Sundowns will look dangerous.
Mpheni, 2 seasons back, started and finished both games in the Nedbank Cup for Mpheni Home Defenders, and was at Baraka last season, didn't enjoy too much game time. Here's Cody Sung. Forces another corner.
The corner routines from Mamelodi Sundowns have been very interesting, both in the league and also continentally.
What do they attempt from here? They go short again. Cody Sung. Matthews makes a little run, but with Esquivel, bends it in from a different direction. It's falling kindly here and rifled home by Batusi Opas. Banishing memories of his dismissal in the first round, with the goal that gives him a cushion here in the last 60.
He will be happy, Coach Cardoso, with what he's seen. Unfortunately for Thompson and his teammates, they were beaten down by Batusi Obas, extending the lead for Sundowns. We do make mention of the corner routines. Look at how Kodisang delayed for Esquivel to have enough time, and eventually he managed to pull it back. But it's that Kel Mosalibosa's position, very interesting at the far post. Look at how he drops it in, and but Batusi Obas with the rifle to extend the lead. That has been very, very interesting and organizing from Mamelodi Sundowns.
Powerfully driven in by Batusi Obas. There's a man, not a recognized goal scorer, and finally has one for Mamelodi Sundowns. Pass. Oh, misplaces his pass. Man had a fairly good goal-scoring season just before TS Galaxy bought the status of Highlands Park, the last season that they campaigned in the first division. But once he had hit the top flights, of course, space at a premium, and it really wasn't finding those opportunities again. As I said, it's obviously not necessarily part of his role, but it's good to see him arriving late to get on the score sheet there. And for him, a goal of significance in that it's the first time he's ever scored in a knockout game.
Credit must be given to Coach Dan Malisela for making sure that he become positionally versatile. Remember, Tex Galaxy played as a centre back and then converted now to a holding midfielder. And this time around, he's contemplating his play with a goal like that. It shows that the lessons that he have learned and the experiences that he have. Don't forget that he's a former champion with Tex Galaxy.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's something that we need to take cognizance of.
Played in every single one of their games en route to the final. Started in that match against Kaizer Chiefs. A young Batusi Obas. And who come up through DDC ranks with Free State Stars many years back. Salez, a little cushion into the path of Korisang. Oh, Matthews could have had another. Looped his header straight at Thompson.
The ball was looping, hence Matthews couldn't generate enough power. But clever play from Korisang. He has been creating more troubles on this right-hand side and able to pin in nice crosses in.
Yango living a little dangerously, finds the feet of Obas. Similarly to Bo Mokoena, had scored a goal this season for the national team, but hadn't yet netted for his club, which was the case for Mokoena up until very recently against Lamont Golden Arrows a couple of weeks ago. There's Lebusa. Matthews. Tiwani on his outside, puts the cross in first time. He had to take a little more care with that.
Both of them, they don't just score any ordinary goals. It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
There's power, precision, and accuracy. With Mkwena, he has a good technique. He has improved a lot since the AFCON. In Ivory Coast, he has improved a lot, and his game has changed to a different level. He's one of our best players thus far.
Now into the final quarter hour of this opening period, and already Mamelodi Sundowns looking good for a spot in the quarterfinals, which is already packed with quality. SuperSport United, the first team to get themselves there. They needed extra time though against Cape Town Spurs. First game of the campaign that required extra time. None of the 16 first round matches needed to go beyond the 90. It's the first time in Nedbank Cup history that's been the case. Stellenbosch, the next team to book their spot Thursday night. Comprehensive win over Polokwane City. Devon Titus the star. And on Friday night, under very tricky conditions in Chatsworth, Durban City coming from behind to become the first club to hand Anand Bogdanovic a defeat since his tenure as head coach of TS Galaxy began. Interesting matches yesterday, including Orlando Pirates 3-1 win over Baraka, where they looked sensational. Maruma Gallants edging Amazulu, and Kaizer Chiefs with a strong showing at FNB against Chippa United. So the last 8 is already packed with quality. Mamelodi Sundowns have taken a giant leap towards joining those aforementioned teams.
Indeed, and Devon City did surprise on Friday night against TS Galaxy.
Nicely done by Mashiko. Want to chop it onto his stronger foot. Found Korisang, Escaville, Kulise. Home defenders managing to avert the danger, and they get a free kick.
Yeah, with Rothney now defending. It shows now that they've been pinned into their own half, and it's been very, very difficult for them. Neither handball shout. Yes, this one with Tiwane. That's a definite handball there, but the first one, it looked ambiguous.
Opportunity, but under too much pressure to strike that cleanly. Dwasi. Sundowns have an excellent record at this stage of the competition. The PSL era, they are in the last 16 for a 25th time. Their record, including wins and defeats on penalties, currently reads 120, lost 4. The only times that they've lost to the round of 16, that defeat to Santos that we mentioned. Santos campaigning in the first division, that was back in 97. Then in 99, lost 2-1 to Tata Bushbucks. More recently, in 2009, lost at this stage, edged by Platinum Stars 1-0. And then the last time that they were dumped out at the round of 16 came in 2017. They were edged by Lamont for Golden Arrows. Just 1-0.
Remember, the struggles of Sundowns and Golden Arrows has continued for a long period of time, where Golden Arrows had the upper hand against Sundowns for the better part.
Which is no longer the case. I think it currently is at 13 unanswered goals in their last 3 or 4 meetings.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Now, just over the head of Sales.
But before, it was those hoodie teams that Sundowns wouldn't want to, even in our era, we didn't want to play Golden Arrows. It was marginal every time when you were playing against either a 1-0 or a 2-1 scoreline.
They've reversed the Arrows hoodoo of late.
Maybe they went blend.
Emphatically, yeah. Well won by Matthews, thumped away by Matlabe. Dwasi now. Retrieved by Matumba. Little flick into the path of Matumba here. Opts for the low cross. Causa clears. Esquivel's given it away. Unyadziwa eventually dispossessed. Now Kurisa. What Mpheni home defenders have done, even if their journey ends today. Well, they're looking to pull one back here. Matumba, that's not his best ever, considering that he's put in a few fairly decent crosses. Maybe just not taking as much care with that one as a result.
And they rushed his decision and fluffed it, but has been delivered some decent crosses. I think this is one of the games that he will improve. Even if you are under pressure, try to force a corner or a throw-in than just to cross the ball behind the post.
So I was saying, even if their journey ends today, what they have done by coming past Hungry Lions in the first round is they keep up a very interesting Nedbank Cup record of at least one SAFA team advancing from the first round in every season since Nedbank Cup, Nedbank took over the sponsorship. That excludes, though, 2020-2021, when no SAFA teams were submitted to COVID struggles. The last team from outside of the two professional leagues to progress past the last 16, that was Dondal Stars 2 seasons back. They were very impressive en route to the quarterfinals, where they were eliminated on penalties by eventual champions Orlando Pirates. Now Mamelodi Sundowns causing some issues for the visitors once again. Mashiko to Esquivel, has plenty of space to measure this ball in. Esquivel again. Combines with Korisa. Three teams have made it to the quarterfinals from the SAFA structures in the Nedbank Cup era. Mentioned Dondal Stars. Summerfield Dynamos did it in 2022. They made it to the quarterfinals, then they were eliminated by Mamelodi Sundowns 5-0. But the most impressive of all those feats coming back in 2011, Baraka, who were a third-tier side at the time, making it into the semi-finals where Black Leopards, their provincial rivals, needed penalties to knock them out.
Speaking about Black Leopards, they also reached the finals against Orlando Pirates while they were still in the Mazipe Foundation. Yeah. So it has been an interesting cup, the Nedbank Cup. It's a cup of dreams, so most of the teams from the lower tiers have dreamed about it and they managed to find greater heights.
Kulise up against the shot. He's enjoying his best goal-scoring season since that loan spell that he had with Richards Bay 7-8 years ago. But that was in the first division. He has 2 goals in the Betway Premiership already this campaign. Kulise.
Speaking about him, Kulise was also loaned to Black Leopards with
that was his first loan spell.
Yes, yes, both him and Kailishe Shozi. They went to Black Leopards, and that was, and funny part, he was still playing as a left winger compared to now playing centrally, so it shows how much he's grown in terms of his football career.
Developed tremendously. As I said, sometimes it's hard to believe, I think, because of his diminutive stature and just you know, how he carries himself. He's about to turn 29 this coming week. But yeah, that was 8 years ago. Went on loan to Black Leopards after starring for Sundowns reserves in the early days of the Diski Challenge. Another loan spell came directly after that. That was with Richards Bay. And then since then, he's been part of the Mamelodi Sundowns senior team. Of course, there have been seasons where he's not featured as regularly, but yeah, what a journey for him.
Yeah, and also Coach Pitfom Simane played a key role in bringing him back and eventually starting him. Remember the Shell Cup? That's where we saw the quality of Kulise in the central role.
Tuani, dispossessed by Magubani.
And also very interesting of lately from the Mamelodi Sundowns team is how they've integrated the youngsters into the team. Because most of the time there has been players that have been bought from different teams, coming with the big price tags, big reputations, but of lately the youth structures has benefited Mamelodi Sundowns.
Nicely done by Kulise, a little back heel. Matthews gets past one. Now Mpheni home defenders have an opportunity to get forward. The referee spots the foul clearly there. Matthews, the first player to go into the book today.
He had to track back, and that's good to see one part of his game improving, more especially defending, because it doesn't only start with defenders but with the attackers. Immediately if they lost the ball, eventually it's a contact sport, so somehow that aggression from Matthews was enough to warrant that yellow card.
Falling back Nyadziwa, 29-year-old who has played previously at Benny Sports Academy and at TTM, in fact. It was an early issue for Butle Thompson after Arthur Sales had missed, and he seems to be struggling a little bit again.
The question was, did he come into this game with a slight injury, or maybe it's something that they've done it tactically, awareness in the way they've been approaching the game. Sellers was very clever enough earlier on, and Tariq Morris there clever enough also with the help of Maklabe's deflection to open the scoreline for Mamelodi Sundowns. Very interesting, most especially the right hand side have been very, very effective. Also look at Lebosa. Aubas was another one with the hammer to extend the lead for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Thompson's first ever appearance in the Nedbank Cup came during that tournament where it was all 16 Premiership teams and all 16 First Division teams. Steenberg United, he started for them. They lost 2-0 to Bulwani City in that particular match. And against Hungry Lions, it was just his second Nedbank Cup outing, so today third time appearing in the Cup of Dreams. We're about to enter into 3 additional minutes here. In fact, we have. Sundowns are the 3rd most successful team in the National Cup. They have 6 victories. First came in 1986, the most recent coming in 2022. Kaizer Chiefs 13 titles, Orlando Pirates 10 are the only sides above them. But in terms of what we'll term the Nedbank Cup era, since 2007-2008, they have been very successful, jointly the most titles over that period with 4. And in the past 17 seasons, they have got to the semi-finals or better, but at the very least the semi-finals 53% of the time. So more than half of the time they make it to at least the last 4. This is Mamelodi Sundowns. Living very dangerously at the moment. Oh! Kwasi. Well, he directed something towards goal. He was stretching for it. And Mamelodi Sundowns, that was all of their own making.
Complacency creeping in the critical phases of the game. As we approached the half-time, you could see there was a lapse of concentration from both Onyango and Koza there, which nearly cost them a goal.
What happened on Tuesday?
Yes.
Critical phases of the game. They concede a goal to TS Galaxy just before the break, and they don't go on to recover from that.
Correctly so. And also against Sibanya, I mean to say, Golden Stars. There was a lapse of concentration from the start of the second half in that last 32 games. So it's something that Coach Cardoso needs to work on.
So first 45 in the books here at the Lucas Moripe Stadium. Extravagant goal from Tashreeq Matthews, 8 minutes into proceedings, and it took a while for Patus Iopas to double the advantage. And his first was an excellent one, drilled home. This is the incident just a few moments ago, James, that could have turned out very differently for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Absolutely, and look at the pass from Obas to Onyango without even looking that Rofni was there, and eventually Bausi was not aware that the ball will come to him. And that's the beauty about a crossbar, where it saved the blushes for them, hence they went unscathed.
Encouraging for Mpheni, who will know that there are chances for them, that they do trail by 2-0 against Mamelodi Sundowns. An interesting 45 in prospects coming up after the break. The Sundowns leading en route to the quarterfinals now. Got it through to Matthews, who couldn't control. Nicely cut out by Obas. Set Kodisang on his way. Salez bursting between two defenders. And there's the back heel. Oh, Matthews with an excellent goal. So takes his tally for the Nedbank Cup to 3. Very nicely worked. Credit to Salez after missing that big opportunity earlier on.
Indeed, his first touch with the left set him up. But look at the cleverness from Tariq Morris, because you could see that he was in between the players. That cheeky back heel, and in fact with the deflection of the Lesotho International, that's when the problem came in, because Thompson was incited, not knowing exactly what was going to happen. But this is where everything started with Salez. His first touch put him onside, and there Tariq Morris managed to clear it off, and Maguban, unfortunately, he was in the mix, and that's how the coach said you can upload such.
Klise got it through to Matthews, who couldn't control. Nicely cut out by Obas. Set Kodisang on his way. Salez bursting between two defenders. And there's the back heel. Oh, Matthews with an excellent goal. Salez bursting between two defenders. And there's the back heel. Oh, Matthews with an excellent. Salez bursting between two defenders. And there's the back heel. Oh, Matthews with an excellent goal. Well, not the first extravagant back heel style goal that's been scored in the Nedbank Cup this season. That was just bursting between two defenders. And there's the back heel. Oh, Matthews with an excellent goal. Well, not the first extravagant back heel style goal that's been scored in the Nedbank Cup this season. That was Jenan Zaimovic in the first round, but this one equally out by Obas. Sets Kodisang on his way. Salez bursting between two defenders. And there's the back heel. Oh, Matthews with an excellent goal. Well, not the first extravagant back heel style goal that's out by Obas. Sets Kodisang on his way. Salez bursting between two defenders. And there's the back heel. Oh, Matthews with an excellent goal. Well, not the first extravagant back heel style goal that's been scored in the Nedbank Cup this season. That was Jenan Zaimovic in the first round, but this one equally as good.
To the applause of the...
What do they attempt from here? They go short again. Kodisang. Matthews makes a little run, but with Esquivel. Bends it in from a different direction. It's falling kindly here and rifled hard by Batusi Opas. Banishing memories of his dismissal
of the corner routines. Look at how Kodisang delayed for Esquivel to have enough time, and eventually he managed to pull it back. But it's that Kel Mosalibosa's position very interesting at the far post. Look at how he drops it in, but Tus Obas with the rifle to extend the lead. That has been very, very interesting and organizing from Mamelodi Sundowns.
Powerfully driven in by Batusi Obas. There's a man, not a recognized goal scorer, and finally has one for Mamelodi. What do they attempt from here? They go short again. Kodisang. Matthews makes a little run, but with Esquivel. Bends it in from a different direction. It's falling kindly here and rifled hard by Batusi Opas. Banishing memories of his dismissal. They attempt from here. They go short again. Kodisang. Matthews makes a little run, but with Esquivel. Bends it in from a different direction. It's falling kindly here and rifled hard by Batusi Opas. Banishing memories of his dismissal in the first round with the goal that gives him a cushion in the last 60.
Will be happy, Coach Cardoso, with what he's doing. Unfortunately for Thompson.
What do they attempt from here? They go short again. Kodisang. Matthews makes a little run, but with Esquivel. Bends it in from a different direction. It's falling kindly here and rifled hard by Batusi Opas. Banishing memories of his dismissal in the first round with the goal that gives him a cushion in the last 60.
He will be happy, Coach Cardoso, with what he's doing. Unfortunately for Thompson.
Bends it in from a different direction. It's falling kindly here and rifled hard by Batusi Opas. Banishing memories of his dismissal in the first round with the goal that gives him a cushion in the last 60.
He will be happy, Coach Cardoso, with what he's doing. Unfortunately for Thompson and his teammate, they were beaten down by Batusi.
Bends it in from a different direction. It's fallen kindly here and rifled home by Batusi Opas. Banishing memories of his dismissal in the first round with the goal that gives him a cushion in the last 60.
He will be happy, Coach Cardoso, with what he's doing. Unfortunately for Thompson and his teammate, they were beaten down by Batusi.
Little run, but with Esquivel. Bends it in from a different direction. It's fallen kindly here and rifled home by Batusi Opas. Banishing memories of his dismissal in the first round with the goal that gives him a cushion in the last 60. Little run, but with Esquivel. Bends it in from a different direction. It's fallen kindly here and rifled home by Batusi Opas. Banishing memories of his dismissal. Batusi Opas. Esquivel. Goal! That's so unlucky. Renato Salles has missed a huge opportunity here.
Great ball played by the confusion between Benside and Matlabe led Salles to have that opportunity. Unfortunately, couldn't find the back of the net. It's something that you wanted to start again strongly, like Coach Cardoso said, to say we need to start.
Welcome back to the Lucas Moripe Stadium. Mamelodi Sundowns hold a 2-goal advantage over Mpheni home defenders. The side from Limpopo, ABC Motsepe League, have given a fairly good account of themselves, despite the fact that they trail. And Mamelodi Sundowns, just far too much quality on display. Tashrik Matthews with his 7th goal in all competitions, his 3rd in the Nedbank Cup, getting the side up and running. And then Batusi Opas with his 1st ever for Mamelodi Sundowns and his 1st in the Nedbank Cup, ensuring that they take a cushion into the break. You wonder now, we're in this second period for both sides, whether Mpheni home defenders will be looking to give as many players as possible an opportunity just to get a feel of what it's like to take on such a big team, to taste this round of the Nedbank Cup. And for Mamelodi Sundowns as well, there's players on the bench that will be desperate to get a run. Letlaku, for example, has been playing back with the DDC side. He did get an assist for one of Matthew's goals in the first round of the Nedbank Cup. And then are we likely to see the debut of Kiana Cupido? But that remains to be seen. But for now, it does appear that both sides exit the tunnel unchanged from the first half. And without a further moment's hesitation, Mr. Mabuto gets us back up and running here in Attridgeville. Sundowns looking to complete the contingent, the big three contingent in quarterfinals of the Nedbank Cup. Saleh's down under the challenge from 20-year-old Makubane.
It's a slippery surface, and the first touch from Soles was not as close as he was looking for, hence the momentum took him and colliding with Makubane. It's going to be interesting now in the second half as to how Mpheni home defenders will be defending, more especially when it comes to set pieces, because they look in an unfamiliar or displeasure in terms of them defending, hence they conceded one of the goals.
Biggest win so far, the round of 16. Kaizer Chiefs yesterday over Chippa United, biggest margin of victory, 3-0. It is eventually Matthews who takes it after a little bit of deception. But home defenders coming away with it through Mulaudzi initially. Good skill. Now Munyadziwa, he goes down. Tashreeq Matthews has already been booked for a foul on Munyadziwa, who is the same man that is guilty. Oh. Well, if the referees had a good view of that, I really don't see how he can make any decision other than reaching for his back or top pocket here.
Worst part is in front of the fourth official.
Yeah.
So if they are to give him a card, he should be walking as early as possible.
And that would be the great equalizer.
It's gone.
Yeah. It's the second yellow. It could just as easily have been the straight red. He was outfoxed by Munyadziwa 2 minutes before the interval, about 5 minutes before the interval was Matthews, and the same player gets the better of him here. He's late and he rightfully walks.
And that the follow through went straight to Munyadziwa's start, and that's how he got penalized. The earlier one was a little bit soft, but this one is far much worse when you look at it on the second time. Against Coach Cardoso, I don't think he will be happy. It's the second time now in the Nedbank Cup. It was Batusi for the second yellow card, and then now it's Tashreeq.
Tashreeq Matthews will be bitterly disappointed. He's lucky it wasn't a straight red, so he'll dismiss the upcoming game, Bloemfontein against Maruma Gallants on Wednesday. And having started this match so well with an extraordinarily beautifully taken goal, he has now walked, and all of a sudden, having come out of the interval thinking this can only go one way, the amateur side have a sniff now against 10.
That's the beauty of football, unpredicted. Anything happens within a split of a second. It's either a wrong decision making or a change. It is a change time. Hence you could see Kostif is agitated on the side with the assistant referee, and then stamping their authority to say, I'm in charge here. So you, as much as you can complain about, I'm in charge.
Brian Kanyako standing his ground against Steve Kompela. Hoisted forward by Maluleke. Here he is again. Blessing Maluleke, 52 years of age, finds an outlet on the flank. Munyadziwa has a goal, was well off target. Escaville, Korisang, turning away from Maluleka brilliantly. Looking to pick out Mkhulise. Goes sliding in. The foul had already, or the free kick had already gone his way.
Looks like referee Mabuto is going to have a tough time. We spoke about the slippery surface. You could see the bench side couldn't stop his momentum, just went straight into Mkhulise. Yes, indeed. But the second one from Nyundu on Mkhulise, it was more of a retaliation of some kind.
Maybe give us some insight, James. How often, as a professional team, do you practice these kind of situations where you're playing in terms of a numerical deficit, and how then you deal with that?
It's part and process of the training fit, because that's when I said within the numerical superiority, this is what we can do with being outnumbered, and this is how so the structure changed. But more importantly, it's how positionally the players are able to cope, because one has to do a double work for the next one, and hence they need to complement each other. So I won't be surprised we see a 3 centre backs from Sundowns keeping it tidy at the back and forcing the likes of Mkhulise to join more to Celes.
Esquivel losing out. Sundowns, when they do get opportunities now, will need to be clinical as they try and kill the game off and not leave Mpheni home defenders having hope for such a long period that they'll have to see out now. 40 minutes before the final whistle will come.
I think the best way for Sundowns now is to keep the width, stretch Mpheni home defenders, because if they try to force the third goal, that's when they end up making mistakes and they might be penalized. So if they keep the professionalism, they keep the width, strike the ball rotation a little bit faster, it will be easier for them.
Obas. Pacheco stabbing it forward, asking a little too much of Mkhulise.
Yes, we spoke about him. You'll see him training late, making those runs, breaking the lines in between, but he needs to be clever. The weight of the pass needs to be on par.
Getting a touch on it, try and prevent the corner, not able to do so. Body orientation
exactly,
awkward for him.
Exactly. It's always difficult as a left footer to play right back. Easier for a right back to play left footer, because his body orientation, his body matrix will always force him to face his own goals, and that's when now you're putting your back on the play, and it's always going to be difficult. It will be interesting to see Mpheni if they're going to use this as one of their strong points or weak points that they can exploit Sundowns.
Sundowns were warming up several players. Most of them have retreated back to the bench as Munyadziwa puts in the corner. Korisang continues to move forwards. Mkhulise releases it quickly for Celes, not accurate enough.
I think one of the players that Sundowns will make a change for, it will be more of a right back than an attacker at this point in time, just to stabilize the back four.
Oh, Dennis Onyango waited an age to actually clear that, and that decision has come at some personal cost for the veteran Ugandan. Mpheni, home defenders, the first side to pull the trigger. Brendan Mokgope hails from Bushbuck Ridge. Is the man coming on? He scored the goal that took them back ahead against Hungry Lions. They had opened the scoring through Hlungwane, and then the equaliser had come not long after that. But it's ultimately it is Mokgope's goal that sends them through to this round. They did go on to win 3-1, but his was the all-important go-ahead goal, and he comes on to replace Munyadziwa.
He was a surprise elimination from the first 11 when the game started, as he's one of the prolific goal scorers from Mpheni home defenders, playing against a team like Sundowns, who are huge in the continent. You expect to field your first strong 11. Let's hope he's able to come and chase the game from Mpheni home defenders. One with the straight left foot.
Season played in the Nedbank Cup with Maruma Gallants as they went out to Platinum City Rovers 3-1 early. Now Artur Sales missed a big chance early in this game, and he allowed the defense to catch up with him. Still here for Sundowns with Kodisang and Sales again. Esquivel, Tiwani. Not enough conviction there from Tiwani. Just seemed unsure of what he wanted to do next.
Could see there Mokgope was looking for that light touch from Esquivel to just win and throw in. With Tiwani, they was found in an unfamiliar position with less options to play the ball, hence he delayed, and this is one of the things that they need, just to recycle the ball very well, more especially in the final third.
Mashego straight into the clutches of Thompson. Mashego gets what ends up being a crucial touch. Still can't prevent the corner kick.
Consider the second corner in a row. It looks like the info from the commentary to the Mpheni home defenders dugout has echoed to say, let's use the side where Mashego is operating and see if we can find that loophole we're looking for.
Sundowns are currently warming up Maseko, Johannes and Cupido as the corner is repelled here by Kodisang, Kolise. Great efforts to ensure that it's nothing more than a throw-in, although they have the ability to get this in long.
It looks so with Bawusi. Imagine if Mpheni scored now, what could happen after?
Let's throw. Oh man, Sandile Nyondo, a lot of responsibility on his shoulders in a game like this, but complete miscue.
He scored against Hungry Lion. You expect him to do the same. So sometimes pressure and pressure and pressure, especially when you're chasing the game. It's not always, the ball's not always bouncing for you.
Lipusa.
Remember, one of the strikers from former Leopards and also Super Sport, Thabo Mongalo, now with Mpheni home defenders, becoming one of their officials. It's good to see former players now being integrated into the management side of the beautiful game.
I think he not have got to start with the club as well. Remember, we spoke in the first half about how long Mpheni home defenders have existed. Good track record of producing players from the Vembe region.
In fact, in the game where Black Leopards played Orlando Pirates in the final in Bombela, he was part of that game.
Kodisa. Sales. Macho Sales. Forces the corner.
Clever play from the Sales, showing quick feet. It's not always looks easy for a huge man like him to just show those kind of quick feet. But you could see there he's huffing and puffing. He has been a lone striker trying to hold on the play and able to bring the other incoming players.
Sundowns have committed just 4 players forward inside the 18-yard area. Kori Sang lurking just outside of it. Puts in a good ball for Koza. The man who's scored in the CAF Champions League and the Nedbank Cup in what is his debut season as a pro footballer.
Koza has been a revelation since Coach Kadorso came in. He has stamped his authority. Imagine the competition with Mvala, Grand Kekana, Lebusa also, so it shows that the future looks bright for Sundowns when you have a youngster that can fit in like a hand in glove.
Player who's been with the club's development structures for almost 10 years. Given his chance early in the CAF Champions League preliminary round stages, scoring against Babani Swallows. Just towards the end of Mamelodi's tenure, was starting to get a look in the Betway Premiership and continued on strong under Cardoso. Nyundu giving Obas the slip. Now Sales receiving from Kori Sang. Tackle from behind is clean from Blessing Maluleke. There's a lot of belief. Wasi. And the header, I think, was heading wide of the mark. Dennis Onyango making absolutely sure.
And guess who was the header? Matumba, the left back. Buasi there, a great steal from him and sending Tiwana the wrong way. The cross was looping, but Matumba couldn't generate the power he was looking for. In fact, the connection, instead of the forehead, he went on the side of the head, and hence it was a little bit easy routine for Dennis Onyango. But great play from Mpheni home defenders. It's encouraging.
Now Matumba having to do his defensive work, and well, it was ruled as a corner. I thought that he had played that into the shins. That's not according to the official Tumi Klala on that far side. Mamelodi Sundowns now making a triple change. Keanu Cupido will be coming on for his Mamelodi Sundowns debut. Jaden Adams, an extra number in midfield. And then Peter Shalulile, who in the Nedbank Cup era since 2008 has scored more Nedbank Cup goals than any other player, a total of 14, 3 of those for Highlands Park and a further 11 for current side Mamelodi Sundowns. Confirming was making way. Sales at Mashiko, so Keanu Cupido. Where will he be slotting in? It at centre half. Adam's first involvement. And first involvement for the new man, Keanu Cupido.
I think he will be slotting on the right back position. He's also versatile in terms of, but now it will be much more easier for a right-footed one to play there. It was a big gamble with Terence Mashego.
So Khoza currently occupying that right back position, but yeah, he does already. He'll look a little more comfortable there.
Correct.
Up for offside. Plenty of discontent on the grandstand amongst the Mpheni home defenders, supporters. Their players have been pulled back half a dozen times already. It's tight, but I think he was ahead.
Imagine.
Okay, well, we'll go with that.
The intentions are clear from Coach Cardoso. He's not taking no chances with the 2-0 scoreline. You could see when he puts the likes of Shalulile, he wants to make sure that the pressure still sustained.
Klise. Peter Shalulile attempting to win it. Hasn't scored in his last 4 appearances in the Nedbank Cup, has Peter Shalulile. In fact, the last time that he got a goal in this competition in 2023, so 2 seasons back. Hat-trick over Marumo Gallants at this stage in the last 16. A game they won 3-1. The goal they conceded was against one of their former academy players, Butimila Peko. Brilliant goal. Cupido, Kulise, Khoza. Shalulile. Beaten to it by Thompson.
You could see how he makes it easier for the midfielders. His runs every time on the shoulder of defenders has always been intriguing for the midfield. He's forcing the midfielders to play that ball every time.
Tiwani comes inside. Obas. Kulise in space. Peter Shalulile waiting for some reinforcements. Trying to find Tiwani. Lebusa. Adams back to him. Oh, Cupido's ball forward, not the best. He's fortunate that nothing more materializes from that. Korisan, his pass to Peter Shalulile. Away from the Namibian, and now Mpheni home defenders still trailing by 2-0, getting forward with some urgency here. Laudzi dispossessed. Kulise. Sung for Abbas. Khoza. Younger finding Lebusa. Good job holding on to the ball here, Mamelodi Sundowns. Now the visitors with an opportunity. They do have numbers forward. Plenty of men in the box. That was a good chance. Mokope can't control. Sundowns struggling to find an outlet. Cupido, Khoza. Using his athleticism to get free. Kulise with a brilliant touch. Finally, Sundowns are beyond that press. Jaden Adams cushioned into the path here of Korisan. Home defenders at the moment not not exactly high flying in the ABC Motsepe League in Limpopo Province. They're in Stream A at the moment. They're in 5th place. 20 points from 11 games. They've won 5 and drawn 5. Just a single defeat though, and to be fair, they are unbeaten in their last 7, which they've won 3 and drawn 4. Haven't been beaten since early November. 2-1 loss to Goa Continental. This is a look at a foul on Hlungwane.
That was clever play from him. It was a good steal, and eventually couldn't capitalize on it. Mahope there couldn't find the right touch that he was looking for. You could see his first touch, he wanted to push it forward.
Now they do have an opportunity. Side netting. This time Boasi.
They keep on knocking. Clever ball played over the top. Look at Cupido there. Very strong on the challenge. His presence was enough to put Boasi off target, as you could see that he was just waiting for that moment just to make that crucial intervention.
Chances keep coming. 20 minutes remaining. Now Mamelodi Sundowns from Kulise. Adams moving it on to Shalalile. Gets it back. Spilelem Kulise. Touch is too heavy. Miguel Cardoso coming out of the tunnel for the second period. Certainly not have anticipated that with under 20 minutes remaining, there would still be the likelihood that Sundowns may not go through. That is very much the case here. Playing with 10 men, or virtually the entirety of the second period after Tashik Matthews' dismissal, and not having it all their own way. Nebusa Katsura, Shalalile. Flung across field here. For Korisa. The referee ruling against the teenager, Matumba.
Yeah, the decent game, Matumba. It's not always easy on a one-on-one situations against Khoisan. Look at how he turned. This agility, but he was stood firm and making sure that he put, even though he has considered a foul, but this young man, you could see there is a future prospect. Coached in the right direction, he'll be one of the best.
Thompson organising a 3-man wall. Now to Shalalile. Tried to cushion it into Jaden Adams, who made that little dart. A bit of a mess, has to be said, for Mamelodi Sundowns. Good free kick opportunity, didn't make the most of that.
They look far much better with less men. Sundowns, the way they rotate the ball, the way they stretch Mpheni home defenders, you could see that they're using those half spaces in between the hands. They're able to find that joy. As you could see, Mpheni, 2 or 3 players got eliminated with only 1 pass because they're breaking the lines most of the time.
Tiwani. Obas. Yes, Adams. Tiwani losing out. He's fouled Nyundu.
Much better from Nyundu. He's winning some of the battles in the midfield against the likes of Tiwani. He's covered a lot of ground in the middle as he's trying to cover all the spaces.
So, home defenders making a couple of changes here. There's a lot of excitement about the introduction of Mutandani. It does look like both fullbacks have been sacrificed here. And Katiko Shalenge, former TUT player. The other player on alongside Mutandani.
It's more like chasing the game now. Take out all the fullbacks, let's go for a kill, let's go for all attack from all angles, but they just have to guard against leaving the spaces where Shalulile and Jaden Adams can explore.
Dennis Onyango claims strongly. Sundowns have, since 2008, played 61 Nedbank Cup matches. They have won 48 of those, losing just 13. Terrific record in this competition. Today has been more testing than perhaps they anticipated, for a variety of reasons. Chief among them, the red card, but also credit where it's due to a side who came here willing to give their all.
Coach Vuchile did mention in this pre-match interview to say we are coming here to play, and indeed they didn't hold back. We thought they're going to pack the buses, but they've given Sundowns a torrid time, because most of the people were expecting avalanche of goals, but they're still keeping their own, even though they're trailing. But you could see that tactically they've tried. Also with the Sundowns fielding a different team, the fluidity hasn't been that much we're looking for.
Well, if the score stays as it is, with a draw tomorrow, Mamelodi Sundowns won't have another opportunity to face an amateur side as they have in both rounds. Could be in for some very tasty matchups in the quarterfinals. Mahobe gets it back. And again is cross-repelled, this time by Obas. Koza now. Kobe again. Curled all the way through to Onyango.
One of the problems that Mpheni has is when they get to the final third, it looks like they just rush to play the ball in the field without having more options or players making runs that are from a standstill position, which they are not moving the Sundowns defense. Hence, the one that has the ball found it very difficult to pin a delinquent pass to break the lines or create that clear scoring opportunity.
And Sundowns have sacrificed a number up front, meaning in terms of the defense, when Mpheni get into those kind of positions, nothing has materially changed. Just as solid, I guess, as when they were at 11 from an open play situation like that.
Correctly so. Even Mkhulisi now, he's sitting. In fact, he's the one that's making the introduction of Adams. He's forcing Mkhulisi now to join in, more importantly, with Jaden Adams taking care of the ball. Makes it even difficult for Mpheni.
Shalulile laying it off to Koza. Kolise. Malibongo Koza again. Sundowns are waiting to make a couple of changes. In the meantime, here is Shalulile, a little isolated. Tiwani. Adams. Shalulile. Taken down off the ball. Free kick for Mamelodi Sundowns. The foul coming from Tsepo Benside.
That's the aggression that Shalulile makes. Look at the run that he's making. Cleverly done from Benside. He had no other option but to foul Shalulile, because had he not done that, he was on line with Thompson.
So Gomela Kori Sang will be making way, as will Spilele Mkhulisi, and the changes we'll see Keegan Johannesson as well as Teboho Mokoena. That's all 5 changes now made by Mamelodi Sundowns. Nice, neat and tidy performance from Mkhulisi.
Yeah, that was a gutsy performance from Mkhulisi. He has done extremely well. Now Coach Cardoso is closing shop. Keep the ball, but still with the same aggression and intensity. Imagine it's within the range of Mokoena.
Yeah.
First touch, extend the lead.
And the effort wide of the mark after all that build-up. Boissy. Boissy again gets away from him. As Cupido came sliding in to make the intervention. Nyango goes long. Only really Shalulile to aim for. He's fouled his man. Boissy. Strong from Lebusa. Well, this kind of stop-start play serves Mamelodi Sundowns better than it does that man's team. Coach Puchilu Burbato. Obas. Nice release here to find Jaden Adams. Ball zipping away from Shalulile. He has managed to recover it. Here's Obas. Johannes. Mamokwena, Koza, Tiwani, Boasi latches onto the loose ball.
Some tired legs in there. Could see the lack of options for Shalulile to retrieve that ball.
Tiwani's header clear, comes at the expense of a corner.
I think he was not sure exactly what was happening behind him.
Taking shots. Oh, it's a lovely ball in. Oh! Well, the flag had been raised, but it looked like for a second time in the match, the woodwork was to deny Mpheni defenders. That wouldn't have counted had it gone in. It's nicely worked.
Indeed. Sundowns again going to sleep. Critical faces. You could see the Mpheni there trying to pin it, inviting as it stands. As for an offside, I don't think he was offside because by the time
he wasn't.
But, yes.
But the man following up and hitting the
correctly
was
so.
Offside.
Yes. Yeah. So the crossbar saves Sundowns again for the second time.
So Shlungwani and Boasi make way. Kabinde is on, as is Thomas Makua at the age of 37, player from Middelburg. What can he do to influence this game in the few minutes that remain? Inside. Mogope. Adams. Cupido. A flick from Batuzio Bas. Adams can't control. Defending from Lebusa. Some defenders have it again. Surely free kick, yes. Mpheni, the man brought down by Teboho Mokoena.
I was wondering why the crowd was excited about seeing him cleverly from Mpheni. Yes, yeah. He was lippering, but he was in line to take that shot. Clever play also from Teboho Mokoena, seizing the danger and making sure that he just pushed just a small pull and then eventually dragging him back, and yeah, it gives him that enough time to realign again. That's for Sundowns. There's Nyundo, there's Muhope, there's Mpheni. It's within their range, but I fancy Muhope to be the one with the left foot.
Shalalile feeding Dennis Nyango's instructions to the rest of the wall. Tiwani acting as the so-called draft protector. Mogope stole about a foot whilst the referee's back was turned. Just moved the ball slightly forward. There's Mogope straight into the wall. And has struck the face of Obas. Head injury immediately calls a stop to play. Yeah.
Indeed, it stinks. And also, look at how, as he was jumping, doesn't have any control of his body. And once it hits him, that's when now the sting comes in very effectively. As it lands, you don't even see the vision. I don't think he was seeing anything from that point in time.
A big day for Patricio Obas, having opened his Mamelodi Sundowns accounts. Give them their second goal. Strong contribution from the middle of the park. There's the opening goal for the now dismissed Tashreeq Matthews, and then drilled into the bottom corner by Obas.
That's a performance from him. Great to see him standing. Also the contribution in the middle. Won some duels, won some balls, and eventually contributing to the first and the second goal.
Now into 4 additional minutes. There will be a drop ball, of course. Safely into the clutches of Dennis Onyang. So just a couple of minutes to see out now. Lebusa, Tiwani. Mogope. Taking on Lebusa, Cupido coming across. Made sure not to touch it. Goal kick.
Good run from the young man. He just lost his balance where it matters most. You could tell the intentions were clear. Just want to get to the box, take it to his strong foot as he's kicking his heels with regards to it. But Coach Buchilo, he'll be happy with his players' performance today, even though they are still trailing by 2 goals to 0. But the expectation was they might get a whipping, but it's not the 24 scoreline from the power line.
Brilliantly done by Adams. Shalalile returns it to him. Giannis. Shalalile again. All the way back to Malibongo Khoza. He's had more touches than any other player on the park over the course of this game. He's passed really accurately as well as Khoza, just misplacing 3 of his 96 passes. As we take a look at some of the non-playing personnel, some injured, some just getting a break, not part of the match day squad today.
So with that kind of passing range from Khoza, he has raised his hand to Coach Carlos to say, even if the likes of Suarez and Vala are available, I'm there with my passing range. I'm able to break the lines with such kind of passing range. So it's going to be interesting.
Shalalile. Referee uninterested. So we've gone beyond the 4 minutes of added time. Mogope, one last opportunity to try and get something into the box, and his pass goes astray.
It's the final third that they need to work on. They are able to build up until to that final third, but the last pass that has to open up the scoring opportunity, it's lacking from Mpheni home defenders. But also you can't blame them with the league where they are playing in. Such kind of opportunities sometimes they are not as clearly as when you play against the so-called professional teams.
Another free kick goes in favour of Mamelodi Sundowns. And Blessing Maluleka might have gone into the book there. He's got the yellow card. Well, that was the last moment of the game. The final whistle has blown. Mamelodi Sundowns are through to the quarterfinals. Had to toil in the second half after looking comfortable, fairly comfortable in the opening period, scoring 2 goals. The dismissal of Tashreed Matthews really changed things. I don't think he can have any complaints about his red cards. No malice, just really ill-timed. 2 challenges, in fact, both on Munyaziwa, one in the first half, one in the second, what got him his 2 yellows. Mpheni home defenders, they then had an opportunity, they had a chance that you could see the gulf in quality, just in terms of the lack of finishing ability and that quality in the final third, James.
Absolutely right. The potential is there for them. We saw it, but it's the sharpness in front of goals that wins you the matches. As for Sundowns, they showed their dominance, they showed the class. As much as it was not easy for them, the fluidity was not there, but because of their experience, when they were men down, they grinded, open up Mpheni home defenders. It's all about saying, let's go back to the drawing board, let's go home with our heads high. Let's try and search, maybe we can get into the playoffs as for Mpheni. But as for Sundowns, they march on to the next round.
A little adrift of the leaders in the domestic league. And they'll be hoping, as they have done twice in the last 3 seasons, that they can go to the ABC Motsepe League national playoffs as they continue their journey to try and crack their professional ranks. So today would have been a really good learning opportunity against Miguel Cardoso's men. It's not many players who get an opportunity to say that they've come up against a continental champion and a side that are considered by many to be one of the best in Africa. The Mamelodi Sundowns, the scoreline, when we reflect upon it, those who might not have caught the full match will say, oh, it's not as convincing as you would have expected it to be. There were mitigating circumstances for the margin of victory not being a little heftier. Chief among those, the dismissal of Tashreed Matthews, some of the fluidity lost with 10 changes having been made from a previous outing, which was a defeat. So they do bounce back to Mamelodi Sundowns. There's a star-studded lineup now in the last 8 of the Nedbank Cup, and the Brazilians are amongst it. So it ends inside the 90 minutes. Both of Sundowns' goals come in the first half. A win against the Mpheni home defenders by 2-0.
Well, a big thank you to our commentary team. Mamelodi Sundowns march into the last 8 of the Nedbank Cup with a very, very good victory that they got here. Very convincing as well. Maybe they would have wanted more goals, but I am now joined by the Nedbank Cup man of the match in this game, Batusi Obas. Top performance today.